Race number 5 at Belmont Park. It is Perth. Race number 7 for our Singapore viewers, a 1300 metre 60 plus event. Some Saturday form lines are in this race as well, so it's actually quite a strong midweek race.
A really tricky race to figure out, Adam, but we'll go with the replay. Number 6, Faint Dancer, who returned from a break to win all the way.
On the rails by supposition, and then Ishmael pulling to the outside. Fast Springer's last. Faint Dancer though still going great guns by the 200. He hasn't moved on him. He led 2 lengths to Dad's Head. Erazine's running around, not travelling like a winner, and down the outside is Ishmael, but less than 100 to go. Faint Dancer's got them absolutely done to a dinner. He only took the foot off the brake for about 50 metres, and he had
Strong performance here by Faint Dancer. We've always known that this gelding's had a little bit of class. Now, soundness is just the issue, and trainer Stephen Rowe didn't hide that after the race. Just mentioned when he's right, he believes he's got a really good galloper. And he only had to go back to 4 starts before that when it was only beaten 3 lengths by Silverstream. That's genuine listed and group form on a Saturday. Barrier 3 here, 56.5 kilos. This horse can get the ideal run again. Doesn't have to lead. I don't think they were planning to lead even last start, but it's just the way that the race planned out. If Faint Dancer's right, it can win again.
Number 5, Coruscation here from the Paul Jordan yard. The yard is absolutely flying at the moment, aren't they, Adam? Craig Staples riding well as well. Last start behind Countercut was good. The start before that was good when beating Meteoroid.
Yeah, the start before is the race that I'm really taking a look at. Same grade, same distance, now up 1.5 kilos, but drawn in the same barrier as well. So there's a lot to like about this draw and this race as well for the galloper. Last start was good behind Countercat as well. We've mentioned those form lines, how strong they are. We'll have to wait and see, but I just think the 1300 metres is ideal.
Number 10 in the race as well, Hello Paris, who drops down in distance again after running in the 2100 metre Oaks. Ran at 1650 metres last start. Now 1300 metres here. I think they jumped to the front, and she's going to be mighty hard to catch with her fitness.
Yeah, you can only read between the lines here, can't you? As you mentioned, went from 12 to 14 to 21 to 1650 and then starts dropping down to 1300. We know that she pulls throughout as well. She's got a mind of her own. When you draw barrier 2 and you drop down to 1300 metres, I think Glenn Smith just steers here, and I think it'll be winning. Number 10, Hello Paris on top for me. From number 5, Coruscation, 7 Main Instigator and 6 Faint Dancer.
Yeah, I'm going that way as well, Adam. Number 10, Hello Paris. From the 13, Come On Board at nice each way odds. Number 5, Coruscation, and 8, Bangalore.
Race number 6 at Belmont Park. It's Perth. Race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. A speedy affair here and some good types as well. We know On a Downtown Train is a Saturday winner over the distance. Greco's really settled in nicely. Looking forward to seeing the return of Brackets. And then a question mark of a couple of runners as well. Lockroy and American Star, how they're going to go in the West. We've already seen American Star have 1 run, but the blinkers applied here. So a bit of interest going into this one.
Absolutely. We go straight into the replay, Adam. Number 4, Greco, winning last start at Northam.
100 nursed in front, but now Botel goes for Greco, and Greco races up at the 300. Back on the inside to Ruby, can run a further 2 lengths. Shantigo Star, but Greco's off and gone. Greco at the 150, a length and a half to Master Gold. Blitzham Sunday, Shantigo Star, but Greco will salute again. Greco too good, more than a length. Master.
This galloper's going along nicely now, isn't it? Has won 3 of its past 5, 2 wins at Northern, 1 win at Belmont as well, and beat a horse that you got a bit of time for, and It's a Dynamite by a length on that occasion. The win by here by 1.5 lengths was impressive, and what I like with this galloper as well, I think it'll go even better on the soft track. Has had 3 runs on a soft track for a victory in a second, and has 1 on a heavy track as well, so there'll be no issue there at all. 55.5 kilos with a claim to Shelby Botel. I think Greco can be winning this race and winning it well.
Shelby just knows the horse inside out, doesn't she? Even last start at Northam, let the horse slide around them to go sit outside the leader, which she could have taken a sit, but she knew the horse so well and just packed too many punches in the end. It was a really nice ride, and as you mentioned, Adam, it might be one to really take some beating here. Number 2, Lockroy, really interesting galloper here from the Ganjimi yard. Nicely bred galloper too, I will add, by More Than Ready out of Polar Success. Now, Polar Success, of course, won a Golden Slipper back in the early 2000s. This horse should be showing something here first up. Nicely
bred, as you mentioned. Soft form before, has won on a soft track, has placed on a heavy track as well. Running in benchmark 85s over east as well at Randwick, and been racing at Moonee Valley as well. So there's some really good form lines there, as you mentioned. Barrier 8, 59 kilos. Chris Ganjemi said as well on the weekend that they'd scratched from that Saturday run, which 3 votes won. They expected they'd be very hard to beat here as well. And from those trials, or the races I've seen over east, I think that'll be the case.
Number 7 here as well, American Star, a son of of All-American who's now standing in WA. Very exciting for WA breeders. Blinkers go on, which should improve him. Simon Miller trains. The only query is barrier 14, but I think we'll see an improved performance.
Yeah, I think we have to. Well, I mentioned to you going into the run, and you'd seen a bit of this galloper as well, and taken a look at it. I just thought the 1,200 metres was wrong. You took a look at the stats, and it never got that distance at all. It's only 2 victories have been over the 1,000 metres. Drops back to that distance now. Blinkers go on, as you mentioned. The barrier not ideal, but I think the positive is with the blinkers on, they can just try roll to the front and just see this galloper is just going to be suited over the 1,000 metres. So I'm with you. I expect improvement. I've managed to put it in my numbers as well, but I'm going to go with the horse that we watched the replay of, number 4 Greco, from number 2 Lockroy, 3 Clobberetta, and 7 American Star.
I've got the 2 on top, Adam, this former Eastern States galloper. Number 2 Lockroy from the 7 American Star, number 4 Greco, and 10 Faith in Fate.
Race number 7 at Belmont Park. It is Perth. Race number 9 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,200 metres, a Class 1 handicap. A few scratchings coming out of this race, and some form lines that I think are questionable, and we're just waiting to see if a horse wants to grab this race by the scruff of the neck and take the victory.
Yeah, it's one of those races. It's a tricky affair. Number 7, though, Scanda Vista ran really well behind She Can Shazam.
He's about to put in its runners. Well-spoken man tries to push into the clear. Country Fox has got a split between horses. Down the outside, Big Alley Cat, Card Knight as well. She Can, Shazam and Scanda Vista. Loopy's Lady reaches the lead with 150 to go. Led by a length and a half, and his Stormy Planet starting to weave its way through. Down the outside, Scanda Vista. She Can, Shazam. She Can, Shazam. Diving. She Can, Shazam.
This is a good performance on this occasion by Scanda Vista. It was in a nice position throughout the run, just got back, was ridden cold and attacked the line strongly. Now that's where they came from on that day, and it was a really good ride by Jake Casey after jumping from barrier 13. Now they want to be closer on speed with the way the conditions will be with the rail position and the cutaway as well. Barrier 2 helps that, goes up in weight with a 57.5 kilos, but I've still got a couple of question marks around this mare. The form lines before are very weak. Just beating Foxinator by a nose, which is still a maiden horse. Cleves Watching and Kalgoorlie beaten it. Those form lines aren't good enough to be winning here. Neither's the run behind Play for Pleasure. So going up in weight is the big question mark for mine in a much handier class, but it was a good performance.
Yeah, she did have a few more favours than the winner on that occasion. She actually followed the winner, She Can Shazam, in the run, who was 3 and 4 wide and finished off nicely, but didn't look to have that real killer instinct. But I think she's still a good chance today. We've also got in the race number 9 there, Massachusetts. Now, $160,000 purchase at the sales a couple of years ago. By Stratum out of an Acosta de Largo mare, well bred. Blinkers go on, which I think could be the difference here, Adam.
Yeah, they're going to need it to be, because they're not going to see that $160,000 if this horse doesn't improve. I know it's causing the stable a bit of frustration and refuse to put her on top in many races, but I just think this is a real suitable occasion now. You take a look at those last 2 runs, beaten 3 lengths by Audience and 2.3 lengths by Regal Glen. That's quite strong just in itself. Then you had the blinkers, barrier 1, the 2 kilo claim to Randy Tan as well, and a weakish race. If Massachusetts is ever going to break through in a midweek, get some confidence and learn something, I think it's this race.
Yeah, speaking of a confidence booster, I think number 4, Jabel Musa, will use this race as a similar sort of race to get a bit of confidence and get a bit of winning form. I thought the run last start behind Maginica was well beat, but it wasn't a bad run for 4th. The start before that, when it broke its maiden up the straight at Pinjarra, was also good. I think he's got a lot of ability, this horse. It'll be interesting to see what he brings on Wednesday.
Left it out of my numbers last start and doing the same again, just because of what I've told you leading into that race about the issues that this horse has. I remember Sean O'Donnell hopping off one time and just saying that he felt it had breathing issues. The 1,200 metres was going to be too far. Now, barrier 13, 59 kilos for a horse that has still only had that one win, and that was down the straight at Pinjarra again against a reasonable form on that occasion. I just think there's too many question marks. There's no doubt this horse has got some ability, and it's going to improve it'll be with this stable as well, but just need to see it over that 1,200 metres. Had 2 runs that distance and has failed well and truly on both of them as well. So for that though, I'm not going to be much more confident. I'm tipping number 9 Massachusetts, from 1 All Settled, number 2 Card Knight, and 14 Vital Reserve.
Yeah, good luck to all the punters in the last here. Number 7 on top for me, Scanda Vista. From the 4, Jabel Musa. Number 5, Extreme Dreams. And the 10, Stormy Planet.
It's time now to turn our attention to the best bets for the card, and there wasn't too many that I was quite confident about, so I've gone the final 2 races of the day. Race 6, number 4 Greco, and race 7, number 9 Massachusetts.
Yeah, I've gone with race 5, number 10 Adam Hello Paris, and race 6, number 2 Lockroy.
As we said, there is a bit of rain expected around Perth as well, so do keep an eye on the social media format, so you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. perthracing.com.au for all of your event information. On behalf of both of us, hopefully we found you plenty of winners, and we'll be back again later on the week with a Saturday edition of the Box Seat.